What's up? What's up? What's up? Happy Friday, everybody. I hope everybody had a great week. Happy Friday to you all. KJ, I don't need to give you an excuse to do nothing. Okay? I don't need to give you an excuse. Now, there you go with that. What's up? Hey, everybody. Let me say hi to the people. JB, we never talked about who you. It's on your channel this week, right? So JB and I will be doing our behind the gates review. It's not a lot to review. There was only 3 episodes this week, but they were good. There were 3 really good episodes. So we will be doing our review tomorrow. I believe it's 1:00 my time, and it's on JB's channel. So meet me over there. So there's that. Let me say hi to the people. What up, Don Don? Hey, boo. Don Don is here, so y'all know what that means. Don Don is in the house, so y'all know what that means, honey. Y'all know what it means.
I said close them doors. Close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors.
Let me tell y'all, it's this one right here. It's the close the doors. Like, close the doors. Like, hello? Anyway, when Don Don is in the house, it is time to close the door. So Don Don done dropped down. Hey, everybody. So let me say hi to the people, and then we're gonna get started. The child, they go. Cajun was cutting up in the chat. Hey, Chuck. Hey, C Golden. Corray. What's going on? Lord, Chuck and Cajun was having a good old time in the chat. Sharice, what's up, boo? Hey, Quake. What up, Tracy? Little baby, Alexis. Hey, Quake. Oh, I already said Quake. Savon, Nubian, Lovely 31, Durga. Hope I said that right, Durga. Hey, Raven. What's up, Xavier? What's up, DB? Southern Life. Yes, Lavender Ghost. Hey, Mo Walker. Lord May Walker. Lord Mo Walker. Okay. But yeah, exactly. Those were 3 good episodes. So we definitely got some stuff to talk about. What up, Nap Queen? Did I see Jones? Okay. I think that's everybody. If I didn't get you, charge it to my head, not my heart. Now listen. There's a few things going on in the celebrity news world, but not a lot. But there's been a lot going on this week as far as TV talk. So I figured that this will be a good time to just come on over to my review channel and let's just have a TV talk. We have one. We've actually done a couple of them this week, haven't we? We had one earlier this week with Bravo dropping their new show lineup, and then we've had the Drew divorce papers yesterday. So we actually been over on this channel more than we've been on the other channel this week. But it's been a lot going on, and it's still a lot going on. So I want to end with talking about Real Housewives of Atlanta and what's going on over there. So Don, y'all remind me, and y'all remind me that that's where I want to end. I'm gonna get the other stuff out the way, but I want to talk about, is Porsha a flop? How did Shamea start off as the belle of the ball, but now it seems like the tide is turning a little bit? Of course, I haven't watched any. Has the episode started already, Chuck? Because I haven't watched any of the All Stars yet. I didn't know it started already. When did All Stars? Did it start? It started this weekend. Got an update on Kenya's hair care. Kenya's spa, and it was something else. Oh, and Angela and Shamea been going at it. Oh, it started today. Okay, I'll catch it this weekend. So that's what we kind of want to that's where I want to end. I want to end with Real Housewives of Atlanta. But in the meantime, let's get into some of this other TV talk that we have going on. Now, according to JB, I'm gonna put it on JB. P-Valley is supposed to be on his way back. Now, listen, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. At this point, I need to go back and probably watch the last couple of episodes because it's been damn near 2 years. And I don't remember. All I remember is that last scene with Uncle Clifford and old boy. See, I don't even remember his damn name now. And his boyfriend came back Oh, C. Jones, remind me to go back to that. I got some announcement about the WNBA, but it don't have nothing to do with TV. But hold on, let me get this thought out because you know I'll forget. I just remember that last scene where they were outside dancing. Lil, what's the boy name? It's not Lil Murray. What's that little boy name? Anyway, Lil Murder. Okay. With them, oh, that was a spell check. And I remember him coming up to him and it was playing that wasn't it Jeffrey Osborne? Wasn't it the song Jeffrey Osborne playing? And we had this whole debate about whether it was real or whether it was a dream sequence. And Diamond is in the trunk. That is all I remember. And I know Haley left the show. Baby, I don't remember nothing else. So at this point, I really need to go back and watch it. Okay. I really need to go back and watch it. Okay. But I'm not gonna rewatch the whole season. But I'll probably have to go back and watch the last two. Yeah, Mercedes got arrested. Was that this season? I thought that was last season that Mercedes got arrested. Atai, we just getting started, baby. Yeah, so we gotta go back and watch it. But I didn't review it on my channel. I never reviewed P-Valley on my channel. I reviewed P-Valley over on TSF. So TSF, they might be doing P-Valley. I don't know. Xavier, ask them Sunday when you over there. Ask them if they're going to be doing P-Valley. Because I don't know. But I never did do it on my channel. It's just, y'all, scripted series are so hard to review. And I'm not saying I won't do P-Valley. It's really going to depend on what else I have at the time, what else I'm reviewing. But scripted series like P-Valley, let me put it that way, because there's so much going on with P-Valley. It's like with Power, and I tried to do Scandal. Child, I could not do Scandal. I think I did a couple of episodes of Scandal, and it's hard. It is so hard because shows like that, everything means something. Everything is important. Cajun, not today. Yeah, it is so hard to do scripted. So I don't know if I'm gonna do P-Valley. We might just watch it for pleasure, and we may talk about it from time to time. But it's just hard. Scripted shows are hard to do. But anyway, so P-Valley is supposed to be coming back. The Haley still up? See, I don't remember all of that. See, Xavier bringing up stuff I don't even remember, so I'd have to go back. So there's that. So P-Valley is supposed to be coming back. Reasonable Doubt is coming back for season 3. And here's what's interesting. We know that Morris Chestnut, it was announced that Morris Chestnut will be back for season 3 of Reasonable Doubt, which will be interesting because if you guys remember at the end of the season, Morris Chestnut and Reagan, is her name Reagan? Not Reagan. It's not Reagan Gomez. It's It's the girl from Half and Half, the girl that played the sister in Half and Half, Essence Atkins. Remember her and Morris sort of had this flirty thing going on at the end, and he took her out on, he wanted to take her out on a date. So it'll be interesting if they carry that storyline over. I think this will be a very interesting storyline this season because we know the main storyline is about the baby dying and the mother suing them for emotional distress, right? So that's good. The guy, Jason, the white boy from Power, he's going to be on this season. And Brandy from P-Valley is going to be on this season. So I'm definitely here for that. Tommy. That baby mother's delusional. I don't think the baby mother's delusional. I don't. Now, do I think it's fair to blame them? Not necessarily, but I can understand where she's coming from. And unfortunately, in our torts of our country, did I say Jason? I meant Joseph. So we have that. I was saying Reagan Gomez because I saw today that Reagan Gomez and Kayla Pratt are going to be on the new season of The Chi. Now, I have not watched The Chi. I've not been able to I watched like the first couple of episodes of The Chi, and I was going to try to review it. And again, I got behind because, again, it's a hard show to review. So I never really got into it. I feel like I want to go back maybe And I think the Shy comes on Showtime, and I stopped getting Showtime. I canceled my Showtime, and I was getting it on my I had a bootleg. I was getting it through other means. Let me put it that way. So anyway, the Shy constantly reinvents itself. What happened season 1 is no longer relevant. Child, listen, I'm still on season 1. It's on Paramount Plus now, but then I don't need to do all that. I got Paramount Plus. So I may go back, but I'm not going to review the Shy, but I may go back and watch it because I hear it's a good show. And I love Lynn Whitfield. That's my girl. So I hear it's a good show. But anyway, so there's that. So that's what I have on that. Let's see here. Child, let me go into because I didn't. Okay. Let's see here. Forever is a movie that's on Netflix. It's streaming on Netflix now by Myra Brock Akil. I think we're going to watch it and we might talk about it. It is a reimagined. If you guys know Judy Blume, Forever was one of Judy Blume's books. But it's reimagined from a Black perspective. I think Regina King is the director, I think. And Mara Brock, I believe, is the producer. So I'm going to probably catch that this weekend. Now, there has been mixed reports about this Real Housewives of New York situation. Oh, it's a mini series. Oh, but then maybe we'll review it. I may review it then. I thought it was just a movie. It's a mini. Okay. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I have not read Forever since I was in high school, since Forever. So I don't remember none of the actual story, which is probably better since this is more of a reimagined from a Black perspective. So it's probably better that I don't really remember the original. So maybe I will watch the first episode and see if I'm moved to talk about it. Okay. Now, we know that earlier this week, Bravo announced their upcoming shows and lineups and new shows and all of that. And interestingly enough, thank you, boo. Interestingly enough, the Real Housewives of New York and the Real Housewives of New Jersey was not, Regina King directed the first episode. Thank you, baby. Was not on the list. Now, we all knew, for those of us who follow Bravo shows, we knew that New Jersey was on a temporary pause. It's not on one of these long, to be determined pauses. It was on a temporary pause. And Andy said that months ago. Andy Cohen said that New Jersey was going to take a long break. It was coming back, but it is taking a long break. And in the meantime and in between time, it's been a lot of conversation about who's coming back and who's not coming back. So I wasn't surprised to see that New Jersey was not on the list of shows that's coming back in 2025. I do not anticipate New Jersey coming back until 2026. I'll be interested if they start filming before 2026. But New York, I also was not surprised that we did not see New York on the list. The reboot of New York was not good. Season 1 was okay. But season 2 got we were talking about this earlier. I was talking to JB about this earlier. Season 2 got very, very dark, right? And I blame a lot of that on Brynn, and I blame a lot of it on what Brynn was allowed to get away with. Right, New Jersey's on punishment, right? What Brynn was allowed to get away with season 1, and then she amped it up season 2. And it went very, very dark. For those of you who watched Real Housewives of New York, it was just bad. It was bad. I honestly didn't even finish the season. I only watched the last episode because of what was being said about the last episode. So I wanted to go back and see it for myself. But if I'm being honest, I did not watch probably the last 4 or 5 episodes. As you guys know, me and my niece were reviewing it, and it got to the point where she said it felt like a job. And I told her, this should be fun. Like, you should be having fun doing this. And so we'll find something else to review together because it was just bad. Darker Than Potomac season 5. See, I don't think Potomac was dark. I don't think season 5 was dark. I think season 5 divided people, and I think season 5 allowed people to be nasty, but I don't think it was dark, in my opinion. What I mean by it was dark is that you had somebody joking about, well, I'm gonna say joking in air quotes about sexual assault. And lying about sexual assault and things of that nature. So that's what I mean when I say dark, because when you're at a point where you have a cast member that is allegedly lying about sexual assault and lying about another cast member knowing and laughing about it or making light of it, it was bad. To me, Real Housewives of Potomac season 5 did not get dark. I wouldn't describe it as dark. I would describe it as you had a fight that deeply divided your fan base. But I guess when I compare it to sexual assault, you know what I'm saying? Like, that to me is different. And Bren, and then earlier in the season, you had Bren that lied about one of the husbands cheating on somebody, like them having an open marriage and somebody getting pregnant. And again, Bren lied. And, again, these are the types of things that could break up people's marriage. And I know somebody, for people who, they'd be like, well, reality TV, they talk about people's marriages all the time, yada, yada, yada. I get it. But Bren purposely spread these lies because she thought it was funny, and it was what entertained her. And see, season 1, she got rewarded for it, right? Season 1, she became the belle of the ball. Season 1, she was the breakout star. So when she came back for season 2, she was like, oh, well, I'm going to take what I did last year and I'm just going to ×2. I'm going to do it ×2. And so this season, it got darker and it got deeper. And the types of stuff she was lying about and the types of lies that she was making up, it wasn't funny. Like last year, season 1, she was lying about somebody saying they didn't like a charcuterie board. We can get past that. We can get past you lying about me saying that I like cheese or I didn't like cheese. Like it's stupid. We can get past that. You know what I'm saying? But when you start lying about that something essay, that's some deep stuff. And that stuff we can't really get past, So I don't know. So for me, that it was bad. And the cast is at a point now where to this day, I don't think any of them are speaking to Bren. I've seen pictures of all of them hanging out together, minus Bren. Like during New York Fashion Week, Psy and all of them were together at some point during New York Fashion Week. I think Jessel just had a birthday and they were all together, but Bren is just not a part of the crew anymore. Hey, Miss Gigi. Now, it was being reported that the Real Housewives of New York was basically fired. Ending. However, now it's being reported that it's not canceled. Now, I think things are semantics, and here's why. Bravo doesn't. Hey, Nay, I just got finished talking about you. I don't know if you was in the bushes and you heard me. We were talking about the Real Housewives of New York, child. Honestly, if people ever pay attention, Bravo doesn't use the word cancel. So I think Bravo is saying it's not canceled. It's just put on pause. Bravo, I don't know why Bravo doesn't use the word cancel. I'm sure there's a reason. I'm sure there may even be a legal reason why they don't use the word cancel. But if you notice, they always use the word it's being put on pause. Now, I don't know if that, I'm sure there's a reason why. So I don't know if they're disputing, because page 6 was saying it was canceled. I don't know if they're arguing that it's not canceled because page 6 used the word canceled, or if they're saying, no, we're going to bring the show back, just not the way it looks now. I do think they're going to bring the show back. And I do think there are certain people they will bring back. For example, I think Sai will come back. Maybe Jessel, maybe Aaron. I don't think Jenna will come back. And I don't think Brent will come back. And probably Uber. As long as Uber is still dating that guy, I don't think Uber comes back. So yeah, I don't know. Real Housewives of New York is a flash hit like Atlanta and Beverly Hills. They can't just cancel it, but like to see a recast with a mix of vets and a new cast. I think they can cancel it. Yeah, I think they can cancel it. I think. Oh, that was reminding me to do something that I had already done. And here's the reason why I say I think they can cancel it. I keep saying this to people, and other people who review reality TV has said this as well. The tides are turning on reality TV. So yes, those shows are anchors, but every year the fan base gets more and more disillusioned with the show. I honestly think they can cancel any of these shows at this point. And as long as they're replacing it with something fresh, with new people, with new storylines, something different, I think they get away with it. I'm going to be honest. I think they get away with it. They tried to reboot it with a younger cast, with new faces, and it didn't work. You know, it didn't work. Now, I know people are like, bring back the OGs, bring back the OGs. Here's what I think. That same reality TV formula is not working anymore. I agree, Don. I agree. Here's what I think needs to happen. Yay for being proactive. What was I proactive about? Oh, getting it done. Yeah, child. Thank you. I did it before I went live. Thank you. Here's what I feel like they need. This is my opinion. And I've said this. Y'all know I've said this before, but I'll say it again since we having a TV talk. Number one, when these people, and I'm going to say women, because most of the people we're talking about are women, most of them. When these women go on these shows, in most cases, they're in a different situation than where they elevate to. Excuse me. Let's use Atlanta. I mean, we can use any, but let's just use Atlanta for example. That first season of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, the only person that was on that first season that really had money, that had real money, was Deshaun Snow. Let's call a thing a thing. Nene didn't have no money. That was exposed after the season was on, and we found out they was renting a house out in the middle of nowhere that they was behind on the rent on. Let's call a thing a thing. Sheree was in the middle of going through a divorce. The gate on her house wasn't even working. Carlos always talks about the fact that her gate was broken. So she was going through this divorce and was fighting Bob for whatever little bit of money she had, right? Lisa Wu was married to a football player who was at the end of his career, and she was a fake real estate agent. We ain't see her sell no house. We ain't see her sell not in their house, okay? All right? Kim Zolciak was a side chick. Now, Big Papa had money, but she was a side chick. At any point in time that Big Papa woke up and decided he wanted to move on to a new thing, that was the end of that right there. Now, on the surface, Kim had the most money because Kim was the one, driving that Bentley and living in that. But at the end of the day, it wasn't her. She was a side chick. She was a sugar mama side chick, right? Deshaun Snow was the only one who had any real money. Her husband was, a very successful basketball player, and they were building that new house, and she had her own thing. Like, she was really the one that had the most money at the time. Well, you fast forward 3 seasons, Deshaun's gone, Lisa Wu's gone, Kim's not with Big Papa anymore. Sheree done went through her divorce, and who's the new king of the new queen of the hill? Nene Leakes. And once Nene started getting some real money and some real notoriety, what happened? What happened? Kandi wasn't on at the beginning, Mo. I'm talking about the first season. Kandi wasn't on anymore. I mean, Candy wasn't on the first season of Housewives. And I think that's why Nene, to be fair, I think that's why Nene was always had an issue with Candy. Because when Candy came on the show, Candy threatened that spot that Nene had moved herself into. Because yes, Candy had real money and she had her own money. But if y'all remember, well, yeah. So if you look at every single franchise, a lot of that was the issue. So the more and more these women elevate and start building brands and start building businesses, the less and less of their real life they really can afford to show us. It's not even so much they don't want to show us. They can't afford to show us because now they have brands to protect. You see what I'm saying? Nobody knew who the fuck Nene Leakes was season 1. But she didn't have nothing to protect. But by season 3, Nene Leakes now has a brand to protect. Not baby Teresa and that damn hairline. Right. You know, you can go back to season 1 of the Real Housewives of New Jersey. Teresa, well, they had stolen money, you know. But nobody knew who they were. So I think that's why I honestly think rather than reboot, I think Bravo just needs to move around to new cities. You know what I'm saying? They just need to move. I think Rhode Island is going to be a great city, I hope. Because it's new cities that we're moving into, right? We've heard rumors of of New Orleans. We've heard rumors of Chicago, Vancouver. Like, I think it'll be great for us to just totally get new city, new people, new stories. Because when you reboot, people are always going to compare. I think a lot, and I do think part of the reason why a lot of people never really linked on to New York is because people were comparing it to the OGs. I agree, JB. Maybe they can do the different boroughs. They can do the Real Housewives of Harlem, the Real Housewives of Brooklyn, the Real Housewives of Long Island. They can do the Real Housewives of Buffalo. At the end of the day, let's call a thing a thing. Every major city has a pocket of wealth. If we're going to be honest, we can be honest. Every major metropolitan area has a pocket of wealth. Now, how old that wealth is, what that wealth looks like, that's another conversation. But there's a pocket in every major area that there's a pocket of money there. You know, and listen, they can keep moving cities and keep going and going and going. But I really just think at this point, I don't think they need to reboot Atlanta. I think they might need to just find, you know, another place to go. You know. But I really do think that's part of why, I'm not going to say that's the only reason why, but I really do think that's part of why the reboot of New York didn't work. Because I think people were comparing. A drunk Dorinda has a whole show. You know. I don't think anything's wrong with Atlanta this season's good. I think they're good. Honestly, I do. Now we're gonna get to Atlanta in a few minutes, but I don't think it's anything. I'm with you. I wasn't crazy about the first couple of episodes, but I'm glad they didn't drag out the Kenya thing. I mean, I think they drug it out as far as they could, but I'm glad they didn't just do a bunch of filler to drag that out, because everybody was waiting for it. But once it happened and we sort of got over the episode after, the aftermath, then I think we have been able to move on, which is why I think we now are seeing Angela emerge. We're going to get to Atlanta in a minute. We almost at Atlanta, child. And I'll even drop the link for a few minutes. And you guys can come up and give y'all's opinion. All right. Oh, before I forget, somebody earlier said the WNBA is in preseason. Now, y'all know I wanted to go to New York this season and go to a game with the New York Liberty because y'all know I love me some Ellie. That's probably not going to happen because with everything else going on with the books and bourbon and the cruise and just, other things I have going on, I just don't think I'm going to be able to make that happen. However, I'm still keeping hope alive that I might be able to do it. I just gotta get some things taken care of, and then I can maybe see my way to making a day trip to New York. New York is just so expensive. Even a day trip to New York is fucking expensive. Because driving to New York is not a big deal, right? I can be in New York in 3.5 hours. But by the time I get a hotel room, and if I get a hotel room in New Jersey, which the hotel rooms are cheaper in New Jersey, but then you got to pay for parking, and then an Uber into the city is going to run you $80, going one way, $80, coming coming the other way. And if I go straight into New York, I got to pay for parking at a garage if I drive into New York. And the hotels are like $100, $150 more than the hotels in New Jersey. And then, but if I do catch the train up or catch the bus up, I still got to pay for a hotel. It's a big, listen, New York is not easy. Okay. Because I really want to go to New York because there's a couple of Broadway shows I want to catch in New York right now. New York is playing right now. You watching good. And listen, so let me say this and then we're going to move on. So congratulations to the WNBA, the New York Liberty, and Fenty. Rihanna. Fenty has partnered with their first WNBA team, and it is the New York Liberty. So expect to see Ellie decked out at all. Expect to see Ellie doing Fenty commercials, doing, Fenty, and products and all wearing Fenty stuff. Just expect to see the whole Ellie Fenty overlap because I saw that today. So thank you, CJ, for that's what I wanted to. I'm glad you told me. I'm glad you said that so I could throw that out there. Let me see what JB said because somebody said I agree, JB. Let me see what the JB said. Hold on. Let me see it. Comparing those ladies weren't real friends. And that's true too. And I think that also makes a difference too. A lot of these newer shows, they're not necessarily finding people who are really friends. And that makes a difference too. Because that's when people are really friends, let's look at the Real Housewives of Potomac. A lot of people side-eye Giselle and Karen, right? But I think people forget that Giselle and Karen were friends in real life before this show. And yes, they can shade each other. Yes, they can talk trash about each other. But the fact that they're able to come back together is not fake because it was built on a real friendship, right? The reason why Karen and Charisse could never figure it out is because they really don't like each other. It's not reality TV. It's not fake. It's not bullshit. They used to be cool. They fell out in real life. And that's why neither one of them could fake it because they were friends in real life. Giselle and Robin, as much as they get on our nerves, Giselle and Robin were friends in real life. So it makes for a great bond, but it also makes for frustration from our perspective because we're like, how could they still be cool? How could they still be cool? But they were friends in real life at one point in time. I see exactly what you're saying. Definitely go to a different place. My Texas people, Austin, Houston, San Antonio. Right. Listen, I agree. I think now they need to reboot Dallas. But see, and I'm going to say this. Hold on. Let me go get my water. Y'all know I forgot my water. Hold on. Let me go get my water real quick, y'all. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. Now, this is what I will say with Bravo. Part of Bravo's problem, they created for themselves. And I'm going to tell you why. Because Bravo, something in my refrigerator I need to throw away. Something in this stink. Because when Bravo was faced with racial issues, they didn't face them head on. They ran from them. And that's part of the reason why New York went through what New York went through, because rather than deal with the issues that Ebony had that season, rather than deal with that, they used COVID as a cop-out. They didn't address it. And rather than go back to the original cast and have to deal with the racial issues that reared their ugly head during that season, they said, oh, we're just going to jump over all of that. We're going to just bring some new people on. We're going to forget all of that stuff happened. And I think that's another reason why the reboot didn't do as well, because you didn't deal with what was really the problem. And that's the same thing they did with Dallas. When they had racial issues on Dallas, rather than deal with it in a responsible way, they just sort of jumped over it and moved right along. It's kind of what they did with Potomac with the whole colorism issue. It's like, at least they did have the conversation about colorism. It was a bullshit conversation, but at least they did address it and they attempted to have the conversation. Now, again, colorism is way deeper than a segment on a reunion at the end of a season. However, they didn't do anything with Dallas. They just said, we ain't dealing with it. And they did with New York and Dallas. And so that's why they put Dallas on pause. And they were going to bring it back with, some black folk, that was going to be their way of dealing with the race issue in Dallas was, we're just going to bring some black people and they'll forget all about the racist stuff. I don't know why that never happened, because we even had a whole video talking about who the new people were that were going to be added to the cast. So I don't know why that never happened. They just kind of trashed it altogether and just decided they just weren't going to revisit it. And that's on Bravo. That's on Bravo. Rather than deal with, because listen, y'all ain't going to like what I'm about to say. And I hope y'all still love me after I say it, because I still love you. But y'all ain't about to like what I'm about to say. Let me say this. I say this to y'all all the time. I say it to my students all the time. What we have to understand is, just like the world has evolved, all of these things have evolved. And what was acceptable 10 years ago when reality TV started is just not acceptable now. Now, some might argue, well, it was never acceptable, really, B. I understand racism is never acceptable. But what I'm talking about is what is acceptable for us to consume. What we, as the public, allowed to be shown on television unchecked. That's what I'm talking about. I think all of us, myself included, can go back to older shows, older episodes of shows, and look at stuff and say, ooh, why ain't nobody say nothing? Because it would never fly today. So the reality is, Bravo got away with doing a lot of bullshit that they can't get away with now. And rather than deal with it head on, they're just going to take the detour and go around it. You see what I'm saying? Tiffany was on her own trying to explain her issues with the other members of the cast who could not understand. But let me tell you something. Dallas had layers of issues. So you had Tiffany Moon, who was dealing with the racism as it related to her culture. You had Cameron Scott and her husband and her brother-in-law making racial comments. They were MAGA. They were making racial comments online. I did a video on it where they were tweeting these really nasty racist stuff at Tiffany and about Tiffany. You had Leanne. What did Leanne do? Leanne did something crazy. Oh, remember Leanne was like Mexican, because her and the girl that was from Mexico got into it. I forget the girl's name, the one that was from Mexico, the one that used to get drunk all the time. Remember, they got into it, and she was like, I'm not going to let that Mexican tell me what to do. So she's a big, bad Mexican. Carrie, yes. And then you had the Brandy ass. Remember, Brandy made a big deal about Leanne being racist. So what did they do? Because the internet never forgets. They pulled a video of Brandy mocking Asian people at the nail salon. So Dallas had a lot of shit going on at one time. And I think, first of all, can we call a thing a thing? Thank you, JB, because you took the words right out of my mouth. Can we just call a thing for a second? Baby Bravo wasn't really trying to piss off them West guys. Can we call a thing a thing? That's old blue blood money. Baby, that's old blue blood money. Hey, did y'all hear me in the back? That's old blue blood money. They wasn't trying to piss them West Cots off. It was easy for them to fire Leanne. Leanne didn't have no money. Remember, Leanne was the carny. Leanne was the one that didn't have the money. She was just good. She knew the people in the community because she was a fundraiser. That was her thing. She was a professional. You know, she did these high-end events. And she knew all the people. But remember, Leanne would tell you in a minute, I ain't got no money. I'm a carny. I grew up a carny girl. I ain't got no money. Her husband was a retired cop. You know what I'm saying? But the rest of them had money. Excuse me. And the Westcotts had old money, blue blood money. Okay. So that's kind of what that was, you guys. So I think they could go back to Dallas because I don't really feel like they tapped Dallas's full potential. And there's a lot of diversity in the city of Dallas. The fact that it was all white women to begin with until Carrie and Tiffany came on. So they definitely, I definitely feel like Dallas is a city that they can continue to tap in. I feel like they could go. And I don't even know if I would call it a reboot if they go back to Dallas. Let me tell you something. And I really feel like they could do Dallas like they did Miami, right? Go back to Dallas. I feel like now Brandy had decided to quit the show because remember her husband got caught in that affair. So Brandy, and she had just had that baby. Or adopted that baby. So Brandy was going to quit the show anyway. I honestly feel like I wouldn't be mad if they went back and got Leanne back, honestly. Leanne was crazy as a bed bug, but I loved me some Leanne. Claudia Jordan lives in Dallas, absolutely. So I really feel like they could go back and do, I don't know if I've used the words reboot, but I feel like they could do the same thing they did with Miami. Put it on Peacock first. See if anybody's interested. See what the ratings look like over on Peacock. And then stream it on the main channel and kind of see what happens. Kind of see where it goes from there. You know what I'm saying? But Houston, everybody moving to Houston. Shit, Houston is another city that they could tap into, you know? So... yeah, I'm not a big Claudia fan either, but she's a face, she's a name, and she's well established in the city. So I could definitely see them tapping into Claudia, although I'm not a big Claudia fan, if I'm being honest. I didn't even mean to talk about all of that. Y'all got me going left, right, up, and down. Now we're gonna come back around. Because we're gonna come back around to Potomac. Moving right along. Oh, sorry. Hi. Deion Sanders' ex-wife. Pilar got a lot of shit with her. I don't know. All right, so let's get into what's this? Now over to the Peacock. NBC Universal also, just like they did on Bravo, they released their upcoming shows that are going to be on the Peacock channel. So let's talk about what's coming over to Peacock, okay? A new show called Epic Ride, the story of Universal theme parks. I'm going to take a hard pass on that, but y'all enjoy, okay? Gigolo Beach Killer, The House of Secrets. I think I'm going to do that one, y'all. I think we're going to do that as one of our true crime. I've seen the trailer for it. It looks very, very interesting. I think we're going to do Gigolo Beach Killer. Put that on your list, okay? House of Villains Season 3. I'm not. I didn't do Season 1 or Season 2. I'm not doing it. But I do find it interesting that House of Villains is moving to Peacock. Because wasn't House of Villains on E? So I find it interesting that it's moving to Peacock, but okay. The Idaho student murders. I don't know anything about that, but I think we're going to check it out. We're going to check it out, I think. I don't know anything about it. Never heard of it. Don't know what they're talking about. But we're going to check it out, okay? Love Island Beyond the Villa? No. Love Island Games? No. Love Island USA Season 7? No. We're not doing any Love Island. We're not doing any Love Island. Let me tell you something. I did one season of Love Island. It was during the Panorama when it wasn't shit else on TV, and y'all got me hooked. It was like I felt like it was junk food for the soul. I felt like it was junk food. Like I was like, this is my guilty pleasure of talking about Love Island. But it is, yeah, I'm too old for that show. I am too old for that show. So it's a hard pass for me, but there are other channels that do. Chloe reviews it. My baby Chloe, she does Love Island. So if you want somebody that reviews it, y'all check out my girl Chloe Johnson's channel, and she does review it. Y'all check her out. She gonna do it. Married at First Sight season 19. I'm not doing Married at First Sight. Now, let me say this. Married at First Sight also doesn't come on Peacock. So maybe it's going to be streaming on Peacock, and maybe House of Villains will be streaming, but it'll still be on E, and it'll still be on. What channel does Married at First Sight come on? It comes on, is it TLC? Is it TLC? Here's the thing about Married at First Sight. It's too long. Those episodes are too long. They drag that shit out. Lifetime, right. The whole concept is stupid to me. Surprise, surprise, most of the couples don't last. Duh. But it's too long. Like, the episodes are just too long. It's just, it moved from Lifetime. Okay, so that's why, I guess that's why it's going to be on Peacock. It's too long. I tried to do Married at First Sight. It was I couldn't. Those episodes is too much. And they drag that shit out. It take 3 hour-and-a-half episodes just to have the wedding. I can't. It's too much. I can't. The honeymoon be lasting 3 hour-and-a-half long episodes. I can't. Okay, y'all are telling me it's only going to be on Peacock. So it's moving to Peacock. That sounds like the beginning of the end for Mavs. That's what it sounds like to me. If it's coming off of Lifetime and it's going to be on streaming on Peacock, it sounds like it's on its way out. I'm just going to tell you what I feel like. But it looks like they had a nice run. Listen, season 19, they had a good run. Okay. Nelly and Ashanti, We Belong Together. I'm not reviewing it. Don't ask me. I'm not doing it. Can't. Sorry. I can't, Nelly. I can't. And I was going to, too. I was actually looking forward to it. But I won't be. But it's going to be on Peacock. So y'all are more than welcome to go over to the Peacock and do it. Okay. Not doing it. Traitors season 4. Absolutely. Did I watch The Pits on HBO? I have no idea who The Pits are. So no, Savon. What's that about? I don't even know what it is. So y'all know we do Traitors. We do review Traitors. So y'all know we'll be doing Traitors again. And then Tiffany Haddish goes off. I don't even know what that is, but I'm not interested. Oh, it's a spinoff from ER. I didn't watch ER. Sorry. I was never an ER person. I remember the show, but I never watched it. We don't have the cash yet. No, but that's what's going on over to the Peacock. The last season of Bel-Air is coming on Peacock. Did I say Peacock? The last season of Bel-Air is going to be on Peacock. Excuse me. So that's what we have going on over to the Peacock. Those are the new shows that they're announcing over to the Peacock. Okay. Yeah, hard pass on any. I'm with you. Hard pass on anything. Yeah, with Tiffany Haddish. Sorry, not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Okay. I think that was all the outside stuff I had before I wanted to get to this. Oh no. last but not least, before we get into this Real Housewives of Atlanta situation I wanted to talk about, Sweet Tea announced that she... Do we want to talk about that Mia interview down to the Carlos King? Y'all tell me if y'all want to talk about it. Okay. Sweet Tea got fired, child. Sweet Tea got fired. Yeah, Traders is only on Peacock. So Sweet Tea done got fired down to the Married to Medicine. Married to Medicine has been renewed. It's coming back for another season. And she let it be known that she was fired because she said that she never quit. Yeah, this is the last season of Bel Air. Yeah. She said that she ain't never quit at nothing. She ain't never ran from a fight. So she wanted to make that very clear. So that was her way of letting us know that she was fired. I have mixed feelings on that situation, and let me tell you why. I don't feel like I have so many mixed feelings on it, because mixed feeling number one is I feel like she was only brought on this show as a mechanism to pull a storyline out of Quad. Quad ain't giving us shit. Quad ain't trying to give us shit. Quad is very calculated in what she gives us when it comes to Married to Medicine. And I feel like this was a ploy on producer's part that was supported by the cast. Because let's call a thing a thing. The production, I think we put way too much on Dr. Heavenly and all these other people. Oh, they're the reason why Sweet Tea. No, they're not. Production is the reason why Sweet Tea was there. However, they supported it. But I feel like Sweet Tea was a pawn in this. We're going to make Quad give us a storyline game. I really do believe that. But the flip side is, Sweet Tea, you didn't make yourself likable for anybody to fight for you. Now, I saw a headline today that says something along the lines of Sweet Tea fired because of Dr. Heavenly. Look, I could put a lot of things on Dr. Heavenly, but I'm not going to put that on her. Sweet Tea, you alienated everybody on the cast, for the exception of Dr. Contessa, and don't nobody fuck with her, okay? You walked away from this season with literally only one friend, which was one OG friend, I should say, which was Dr. Simone. And honestly, I feel like your only reason for being, I feel like the only reason why Simone became your friend in the end or whatever is because now she beefing with Quad. Because once again, you are a pawn in that game. But Sweet Tea, you didn't do anything to make people want to fight for you, from the fan base to the cast. And that's it. It doesn't help. Dr. Gregory doesn't help because people just don't like him and he's not likable. You know what I'm saying? Whether you like Quad or you don't like Quad, whether you think that Dr. G did Quad, like however you might feel, it doesn't matter. Dr. G is not a likable person. His personality is not likable. Whether you don't even think that he did anything to Quad or not, his personality is just not likable. SCK said, I liked her. Everybody has a fan base. We've learned that. Everybody has a fan base. So I'm not saying that she does not have fans. I'm saying overall, the overall response was not pro Sweet Tea. It just wasn't. Does she have a fan base? She absolutely does. Everybody got a fan base. You know what I'm saying? The most unlikable person got a fan base. Hell, I didn't know Robin had so many fans until her ass got fired. I was like, where the hell did all these people come from? So I hear what you're saying, SCK. I hear you. But I do feel like Sweet Tea should have got another season. I do. I really do. I think there's a story. I think there's more story there. I think there's more. I just think there's more story there to tell. And let's call a thing a thing. Baby, this is the most action we done got out of Quad in 3 seasons. I mean, if we being honest, this is the most action we done got out of Quad in 3 damn seasons. She give Dr. Heavenly hell now. I mean, she can't hang with... I don't think that she I don't think that she can hang with Dr. Heavenly, but she definitely gets Dr. Heavenly activated. Hell, she even got Dr. Jackie activated. You saw what Dr. Jackie had to hit her with the, I'm done. I'm done. She even had Dr. Jackie activated. I think Sweet Tea was a good young infusion. The problem was, I think instead of firing Sweet Tea, I think they should have hired somebody more in her age range. Because I think that was the other problem too. Sweet Tea is young. You know what I mean? She is young. And I understand she married an older guy. But she is young. And I feel like they should have found her a young counterpart. Find her somebody that just got out of med school. Remember that young doctor that was working for Dr. Jackie that got hired? Not her, because again, she worked for Dr. Jackie, so I think she would have been limited in how free and honest she could have been. But I feel like they should have found somebody younger that could be a counterpart to Sweet Tea. That's my opinion. And I feel like instead of firing Sweet Tea this season, they should have hired somebody closer to her age range that is connected to medicine, so they can stick with the theme that's connected to medicine, and then just told her, okay, Sweet Tea, this your last season. Either we gotta walk away with something, or that's gonna be it. That's what I feel like. Because the reality is, these women are already, and this is the problem with a lot of newbies that come onto these shows. These women are already established for good or for bad. Right? At the end of the day, as much as Dr. Heavenly talks shit about Toya, she ain't gonna let no newbie come in and come on and get at Toya. She just not gonna let it happen. She not. Now she might talk about Toya like a dog, but don't let nobody new come around and start talking about Toya, and she gonna be like, oh hell nah. So they already have their clicked up. That was supposed to be Dr. Mimi. Mimi ain't young. I know that her and Mimi was supposed to be friends. I understand that, but she needs somebody in her age range, and she needs somebody that has her responsibility. See, the other difference too is, even if it's somebody in her age range, she needs somebody that got her same level of responsibility as well. And what I mean by that is, and I'm not saying this to be mean, because I know she's trying to have children. I understand that, but she doesn't have kids right now. So, and all of us have been through this, especially my ladies who are a little bit older. There comes a point in your life where your friends start getting married and start having other responsibilities, and life just is different. I know for me, there was a time where one of my closest friends was another person in my age range who didn't have children and wasn't married. And not because I stopped being close with my other friends, but they had other responsibilities. I couldn't call them on a Saturday morning and say, hey, you want to go catch something? You want to go get breakfast? And we can be somewhere in an hour. You know what I mean? My friends had to find babysitters. My friends had football and baseball and track and Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts. You know, they had other things they were doing on a Saturday. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't that spontaneous, oh, well, let's get up and go hang out. So she needs somebody that's also in that bracket, so they at least have that conversation. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion. I don't think they should have fired Sweet Tea. Honestly, I don't. I really feel like, but I'm going to be honest and say that I think it did come down to who the ladies were going to be willing to film with. And I do think how Dr. Gregory chose to handle the altercation on the sandbar, I think that had a lot to do with it as well. Because listen, I know y'all hate when we pull back the curtain, but let's pull back the curtain. When production is trying to create a show, the reason why reality TV shows are so popular is because for the most part, they're cheap to make. I mean, and that's why a lot of times we start seeing the more expensive people start getting fired. It ain't always they getting fired because they're causing problems. A lot of times they're getting fired because their paycheck is too big, you know? So when these production companies are filming these shows, they don't have time to keep working around people and their personalities. And, oh, I don't want to film with that person. I don't want to film with that person. That's why Andy done told y'all, if nobody will film with you, I can't use you. And I think last season when they had to figure out how to film around Sweet Tea and Gregory, and they had to figure out like that whole this damn camera, that whole situation at the end of the season for Toya and Eugene's anniversary party, when okay, y'all can come for the cocktail hour, but y'all gotta leave before Quad and King get here. And listen, production ain't doing all of that. Production is not doing all of that. And because Gregory was the spearhead of a lot of that last season, again, when it comes down to who's easier to get rid of, that's gonna be who is easier to get rid of. I mean, because Gregory was the one that was being, in their minds, uncompromising. Remember, y'all notice how King kept saying, I can talk to him. I can have a conversation with him. I can be in the same room with him. Notice how King kept saying the magic words, because Quad was letting him know, look, we can't be the problem. We can't be the problem. So at the end of the day, I think that had as much to do with it as the lady's relationship with Sweet Tea. Because listen, we can maneuver around that. But really, they tried to paint Sweet Tea as unhinged and iced her out. Who tried to paint her as unhinged? Who did that? I don't remember. I mean, Kimberly, that may have, I don't remember that. I don't remember that being a thing, her being unhinged. But I could be wrong. I might have missed it. Sweet Tea was definitely out of her league. And she didn't have a true, and that's what I'm saying, she was young. And she did not have a true mentor, because Dr. Heavenly pretended to be one. But that's because Dr. Heavenly, they were mad at Quad. Listen, we got to be honest about that thing. They were mad at Quad. They were mad at Quad. That she definitely couldn't manage her temper, but I don't know if I would call her unhinged. I mean, that's y'all's word, and that's fine. You know, people can describe how they want. I wouldn't use the word unhinged, but I definitely would say she didn't understand the game, and she allowed it to get under her skin. Heavenly did on her YouTube channel. Okay, said yeah. See, you know, but I definitely do feel like the ladies, the ladies definitely iced her out, and they definitely made her odd man out. Definitely did. So, but it'll be interesting to see who they bring on, how that maneuvers next season. And like I said, mark my words. Now, I know Quad is trying to have a baby, so maybe that's going to be Quad's storyline, is that she's trying to have a baby. And her and King, whether they get married or not, or whatever's going to happen, you know, whatever's going on with their relationship, I guess it's going to be her storyline. But y'all mark my words. I don't feel like we're going to get a lot out of Quad this season. Outside of the marriage storyline, we ain't going to get no whole lot out of Quad, because Quad ain't giving us a lot. Baby, it took us 2 years to find out, allegedly 2 years to find out a Quad even had a man. Like, let's call a thing a thing. Either she lied about having a man, or she lied to us about having a man. You know what I mean? Okay. So that's that. Now let's get over here to the Real Housewives of Do y'all care about Mia? I asked y'all, I don't remember what y'all said. Mia she was down to the Carlos King the other night. And if I'm being honest, I feel like Mia said the same thing she's been saying. Let's call a thing a thing. I honestly think Mia is on a press tour because she's trying to get a job on Atlanta. I really think that's what Mia is doing. I believe Mia is still a fucking liar. Mia is still Little baby said, no, girl. Yeah, I honestly just feel like Mia is just doing a press tour because she wants that job. She wants that position. She wants to be on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. She's still trying to make it seem like production, that G did everything, production did everything. Didn't I tell y'all when Mia and G did that live after the reunion, after the last part of the reunion, that G looked like he was there under duress and that he was just reading off of a script that Mia gave him where they were sitting there trying to act like they were such a united front and they were so da-da-da-da-da. And I told y'all then it was some bullshit. Yeah, he looked like he was being held hostage. Sure did. All right, so there's that. We moving right along. We don't care nothing about none of that. And now she back to calling Ink the love of her life. But I thought y'all broke up though. I told y'all then they never really broke up. All right, let's get over to Atlanta and then I'll drop the link for a few minutes. All right. Real Housewives of Atlanta star Kenya Moore hair spa appears abandoned with no stylist or clients. Let me read y'all what it says here. This is coming from The Sun. Former Real Housewives of Atlanta star Kenya made a big splash for the opening of her Kenya Moore hair spa in June of 2024. The space no longer appears to be in regular operation. It says open by appointment on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. On Wednesday, April the 30th, there were no appointments and no stylists, clients, or administrators entered or exited the salon all day. The following day, Thursday, May the 1st, the salon was expected to be totally open to both scheduled clients and walk-ins. However, there was not a single person in the spa all day, and the doors were locked. In addition, there were no products present in the storefront, and drawers appeared to be cleared out. It looked like no one worked there at all. Kenya, okay, and then it just talks about Kenya being fired. Look, even though I feel how I feel about what Kenya did, I really hate this for Kenya. I really, truly hate this for Kenya. First of all, I have a question. Do you know how hard it is to fuck up a hair salon? And I know that might sound mean about what I'm saying, but do you know how hard it is, especially when it comes to Black women and their hair? Do you know how hard it is to fuck up a hair salon? Exactly, Quake. It's been like that since she opened it. Now, I know in the beginning, people were complaining about the prices and people complaining about putting down deposits and people were complaining about all of these different things, right? I've heard that before. But I don't care about none of that because I know women who don't have no problem putting down a deposit if they feel like they're going to get their money's worth. I told y'all I started going to a Black nail tech. And I put down a deposit. And listen, because I have the book online, and in order to book online, you got to put down a deposit. I put down it's a $15 deposit. And every time I book a nail appointment, I got to pay that $15 deposit. It's not a big deal once you get used to doing it. A lot of us, people like myself, we ain't used to have to do all of that. But it's the new thing. It's what people do now. It's not that big of a deal, right? These booking sites, but it's what people do these days, right? That's how they do it. So I don't think that's the reason. I know somebody said, "Oh, well, there's a lot of natural hair." Okay, then get you some natural hair stylist. I go to the same hairdresser. I don't have a perm anymore. I don't have a chemical in my hair. I mean, my dye, but I don't get perms anymore. It's the same lady that does my hair. Because she can do hair with chemicals and without chemicals. Get you a loctician. Get you a hair braider. Like, honestly, it ain't that hard. Now, I say that from the outside looking in. But the only people that I know of that had hair salons that failed were people who did dumb shit while running their hair salon. Like they were unprofessional and they ran people away. They got greedy and they started charging too much for their booth rent and people went other places. They didn't keep up the place. And so they lost really good hairstylists that went other places. Like when I see people that I know of or that I've seen fuck up a hair salon, it's because of that kind of stuff. But with a brand new, I'll be honest with you, and Kenya even admitted this. She admitted that basically she didn't hire anybody in the beginning. She tried to do everything herself. Kenya should have hired somebody in the beginning. Because Kenya, you didn't have a background in this. I really feel like she should have hired somebody from the beginning. And I think that she was also, again, part of the reason why she was making people put deposits is because she said, well, we didn't want looky-loos. We didn't want looky-loos, people that just wanted to come down there because it was Kenya Moore. Well, I hate to be the one to tell you, Kenya, that is the risk you run when you are a celebrity. And I'm going to put celebrity in air quotes. When you are a celebrity that opens up a spot. People show up just because your name is on there. And of course, they hoping to see you. Let's call a thing a thing. Now, you can lean into it like Nene did. Now, even though Nene's Lounge did, it was open. It was only open for a couple of years and all of that. But one thing Nene did, baby, Nene was in that lounge every night. And maybe not every single night, but she was there more nights than she wasn't. And the night that I went, Nene walked around and she spoke to everybody in that room. And she even walked around and gave away free shots. And she personally came up to where we were with a tray, with shots on the tray. She said, hey, she was like, y'all want a drink? And we, the people who wanted one took one and she went on to the next table. Now, did she do it all night long? No, she didn't do it all night long. She made a round, she walked around with the drinks. And then when she got done, she went over to her VIP section. Tamar came through the night we were there. Tamar was over in the VIP section. And there might have been some other people over there too. I wasn't stunting it like that. I wasn't trying to be over there in their face. But I know that because they announced that Tamar was there. So I knew Tamar was there. But my thing is, Nene leaned into it. She was like, people want to see, people are here because they want to, my name is on the thing. I'm going to let the people see me. Now, I went to Blaze. Candy wasn't at Blaze, but we went to Blaze because we knew Blaze. If Candy was there, cool. If Candy wasn't there, sure. But that's what happens when celebrities open up spaces. People are going to be looking. And if you're not there, okay, you're just not there. So if you're at the salon, okay, maybe people are going to come by because they want to see if Kenya's there. But guess what? If 10 people come around being looky-loos and 2 people get their hair done, you won. If 8 people walk away, okay, 8 people walked away. But if 2 people stay and get their hair done and they like what they like it and they keep coming back, you won. The way folks are charging $300 for quick week. Baby, let me tell you something. And that's another reason. That's why I'm saying people don't care about putting down deposits and paying too much. Baby, when I was going to get a wig, when my hairdresser told me how much it costs to get a wig install, a good wig install, and how much the wig was going to cost, I said, I'm good. I'm good. Because I had just never really done a wig, like a real wig, I done a little Party City wig, a little something, just a little silly thing. But I ain't never done a real serious wig. And I was like, I'm going to do me a wig. Baby, she told me how much that shit was going to cost. I said, oh, I'm good. I'm good. Did I want a wig for a new color? No, I just wanted a wig. I just had never. I was going to get a bob. I was actually going to just get a when I was first wanting a bob and my hair wasn't long enough. I was just going to do a bob. So I hate it for Kenya. I honestly do, but I honestly feel like, and the other thing I'm gonna say too is, the other thing I'm gonna say is, Kenya, did you talk to your good friend, your good Judy, Miss the one that was at her opening, the one that used to be real good friends with Sheree? Y'all know who I'm talking about, Miss damn it, y'all know who I'm talking about. Miss Lawrence. Lawrence used to have his own shop, didn't he? There. I don't know what. I don't. Is she? I don't know Lawrence's pronoun. I'm not being disrespectful. I just don't know. I'm gonna say they. Didn't Miss Lawrence have their own shop at one time? So did you ask Miss Lawrence for advice? Did they help you set it up? Did they help you interview stylists? Did they help you tell you what you needed and what you didn't need? Like, again, these are people that probably could have helped you learn from their mistakes. Derek J. You know, these are people that probably could have sat down with you and said, okay, you don't need a $10,000 chandelier. People don't care about that kind of stuff. You can always add that later. Right now, you need to focus on getting, because see, what she should have done was she should have got her some good stylists that already have following. And if you wanted an upscale salon, you need an upscale stylist. Call a thing a thing. What you didn't need to do was go down to the hair school and get a bunch of people that just got their cosmetology license. Because you know what people who just got their cosmetology license don't have? Clients. They got their friends whose hair they've been doing their whole life. They got their mama's hair, their cousin's hair. But what they do not have is a clientele. 9 times out of 10. Now, I ain't talking about every single person every single time. But 9 times out of 10, those people do not have a clientele. You needed to go out here. You know celebrity stylists. You're in that world, Kenya. And even if you don't get a celebrity stylist, you're getting people that are up and coming that already have a clientele. You do know cosmetologists can get government contracts to make human hair wigs for vets with cancer, alopecia, or burns. Get that contract and money. They make 6 figures for one contract. I mean, listen. There are certain things that people gonna make money. A hair salon should never be, and I mean, never is a strong word. I know any business can fail for any reason, but Kenya Moore, that salon should not have. It sounds like it never really got off the ground, and it should never have been that way. Now that's my opinion. I'm on the outside. Kenya, I know you know so many styles. Anyway, we beating a dead horse. Moving right along. Let's get to the rest of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, because I do want to drop. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Now let's get to the rest of this mess. Porsha's a flop. Can we agree? Put a 1 in the chat if you think that Porsha's comeback was a flop. Put a 1 in the chat if you think that Porsha's comeback was a flop. And if you disagree, tell me why. Tell me you disagree. Tell me why. Because in my opinion, this Porsha's comeback is a flop. I see a 1.5. Okay, 1.5. And here's what I think. And here's why I'm saying I think it's a flop. Number one, I really think that that Porsha thought she was coming back on the show and she was going to be that bitch. I really think Porsha thought she was going to come back and she was going to be that bitch. Remember when she was coming back, she was Miss Gobadia. And her storyline was going to be how fabulous this life was. And that shit fell apart before they were filming. And then she ain't had nothing to give us. Because even if she wants to talk about the divorce, she can't. So she can't really get too deep into what's really going on with Simon because there's the gag order. She can't. She can't film in this beautiful home, this luxurious home. So she gives us that Rolls Royce. Every time she can, we see Porsha in that damn Rolls Royce. Every chance she get, we saw her in that Rolls Royce because that's all she can give us. Every time she film a scene in a house, she at her mama house. Well, her house. The house that she let her mama live in. There are 4 new people. Why is it all on Porsha? I'm not okay. I don't know if you're talking to me or not, because I'm not talking about the other people. I'm talking about Porsha's comeback is a flop. I'm not talking about the other women. I'm talking about Porsha's. For me, Porsha's comeback is a flop because I'm not getting anything from Porsha. Porsha is coming off as a spoiled brat that can't get her way. And so now it's like she's being... This whole situation with her and Dennis is ridiculous to me. Porsha is not one of those housewives that's good because of her personality. She needs a storyline every season. And I'm gonna say something too. The twerking in the pool, drunk off that Henny, Porsha, it's not playing for me because you're a mother now and you're in your 40s and it's not cute. Like the Porsha that started the show that was coming, fresh. Well, her first season she was married, but the fresh out of a divorced Porsha that just got her booty done, that's twerking all over the place, that's getting drunk, that's partying until 3, 4 in the morning. Okay, but girl, you're not her anymore. Not because you're older, but it just doesn't play the same. We're getting the real Porsha. You think so? I don't think this is real. Y'all think what we're getting is real? What's real about it, Ray Ray? Tell me what I'm not even putting you on the spot. I'm just saying, because somebody else said the same thing, that we're getting the real Porsha. What is it that we're getting that's the real Porsha? Because so this is the real Porsha? She's too old for that, but she still acts like a 20-year-old, but you're in your 40s. And you somebody's mama. It just hits for me, y'all. For me, it just hits different. You know what I'm saying? And now we're getting ready to see her and Shamea's friendship fall apart. And yes, it takes 2. So I have to wait and see how the whole thing falls apart. But on the flip side, this woman has been riding for you for years. Years, Porsha. And now y'all not cool? You think she got her booty? JB. Go back to season 1 and look at Porsha's booty, and you tell me if Porsha got her booty done. Y'all can't see that Porsha got that booty done. Just like Kenya. Y'all can't look at Kenya and know she got that booty done. Y'all funny. Porsha always had booty. She ain't had that booty. She ain't had that booty. I ain't saying she was flat, but she ain't had that booty. Oh, yeah, her mama had some work done too, child. Let me see if I can find a picture. Hold on. Let me see. Porsha Williams. Lord, I can't even spell. I'm gonna drop the link in a minute, y'all, because I'm gonna talk about one more thing and then I'm gonna drop the link for about 30 minutes. Porsha Williams, Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 1. Let me see if I can get a good picture. Images. Let's see. See, it's gonna be hard trying to find a picture of her booty. Let me see. It's hard trying to get a picture of that booty. Let me see. Is that Porsha? No. All right, I want to show y'all something. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna show y'all something. So hold on. So that's a side picture of Porsha right now, right? That's a more recent picture. Y'all see that side picture of Porsha? You see the booty. Y'all see the booty? And let me go back to this other picture. This looks like it's from season 1. And I know that this isn't scientific. But that's from season 1. Well, maybe not season. I mean, I'm not season 1, but her first season. Do y'all not see the difference? Now, I know she's picked up weight. I understand she's picked up weight. But come on, y'all. Y'all don't see the difference. And don't get me wrong. I know she's picked up weight, y'all, but y'all don't see the difference. Okay. Let me see. I'm going to look for another one. Let me see if I can find another one. Like I said, the hard part is finding a picture from an earlier picture, a full-length early picture of her. It's plenty of pictures now. Sure. Now they keep showing the same pictures over and over again. All right, but y'all see, and again, I know she's picked up weight. I got it. There go another one. That's from her. Not, I think that's probably like her first season, maybe her second season. Again, I know she's thicker now. I know she's picked up weight, but y'all, come on, y'all. You must have a BBL. Why you say that? Why you say that? Because you done picked up weight. But you could even see how sculpted her body is. Y'all can't tell? Okay, never mind. Moving right along. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Y'all, I never said that Porsha did not have a booty. I'm talking about that booty. I ain't say Porsha didn't have a booty. She had that booty. All right. Well, listen, I ain't about to listen. Don't nobody know but Porsha and her doctor. I'm telling you what I think. Y'all can think differently. That's fine. That's okay. That is all right. But I'm telling y'all what I think. Y'all can think differently. Y'all believe that Kenya didn't have no wig on either until Tanya showed y'all. Y'all believe that too, didn't y'all? Y'all believe that was all Kenya's hair until Tanya showed y'all the wig? Y'all believe that too, didn't y'all? Okay. Really be pull up the booty calendar? The booty calendar? What's the booty calendar? Hold on. Go back. Let me go back. Pull up the booty calendar. Pull up the video with the rapper. What video with the rapper? What you talking about, Santria? I don't know what you're talking about, baby. I don't know what is the booty calendar? Is that a video on YouTube? What is that? I don't know what you're talking about, baby. Kenya had wig and boots done. You mean booty? Kenya had a booty too. Had a butt job too. And we already looked at them pictures, so don't even start with me. We done already pulled them pictures up another time of Kenya's booty before and after. Kenya got a booty done too. And here's the thing, y'all. I'm not even saying it with no sort of shame in it. I'm not saying it with no sort of shame. I done already told y'all I would get work done. Hello? Hello? No, Kenya didn't. No. Kenya admitted to wearing wigs after Tanya put her business out there. After Tanya told everybody, that is when Kenya admitted it. Before that, y'all don't remember that clip of Kenya saying that her hair was real and she didn't wear wigs? Y'all don't remember? See, y'all be having selective memory. They played it over and over again that season when Tanya told everybody Kenya had a wig. They played that clip a million times of Kenya talking about her having real hair and not wearing wigs. Y'all don't remember that. Y'all be having selective memories. That's why she was so damn mad at Tanya for telling everybody she had that damn wig. And then she had to admit it. Now listen, do I think that... See, again, two things can be true at the same time, y'all. Two things can be true at the same time. Kenya can have beautiful long hair and still wear wigs. Cardi B hair go to her damn near go to her butt. But we know she wear wigs. Beyonce, she's shown y'all her real hair. But we know she wears wigs. Two things can be true at the same time. Yeah. But before Tanya told everybody, Kenya tried to make it seem like she never wore wigs. Because it was almost like she was sort of looking down on the other women for wearing wigs. Y'all be having select. See, y'all be getting y'all faves, and then y'all don't want to believe nothing bad about y'all faves. Listen, they can still be your fave. It's still not, Anyway. Moving right along, because I said I was going to drop the link. So let me finish what I got to say, because I ain't mean to be here for, it's only been an hour and a half. All right, I'm going to say this and then I'm going to drop the link. The other thing I wanted to talk about this season was the Shamea. It seems like Shamea started off as the belle of the ball, right? First couple of seasons, everything was Shamea. Everybody was loving Shamea. But now it seems like the tide is sort of turning on Shamea a little bit, right? And Angela is sort of coming out as the breakout star. Have we seen that the last maybe 2 or 3 episodes? The tide turning a little bit? Is it just me? And I still like Shamea. Let's be clear. I still like Shamea. But it seems like the last couple of episodes, the first couple of episodes, everybody was sort of like, Angela, why is she here? Remember her wig was melting in that first episode. She had to run in the bathroom. And remember her husband was kind of, we was like, I was like, that man don't even like her. Remember that? But now it seems like Angela is sort of becoming a little bit of the breakout star. Y'all, I forgot to ask my hairdresser if I could come get my hair done in the morning. Baby, you see this? This is what I don't like about not having a perm. I do not like, y'all know, I really still don't like the fact that I'm natural. I don't like it. I'm living with it and I'm learning to accept it. But this right here, I don't like this. Look at that. Look how frizzy my hair is. Anyway, let me drop this link because I'm going to give y'all 30 minutes. Let me drop this link. Now, listen, for those who might be new here, feel free to come up. You do not have to show your face, but I do have to verify that you're a real person backstage before I bring you up. So just turn your camera on. Nobody's going to see you but me. I will not bring you on stage showing your face unless you want your face to be shown, which I know most people don't, and that's fine. I respect that. But I just got to make sure that you're not a troll or you're not getting ready to do something, do something, okay? Natural is the way to go, especially because, well, that's why I had to go natural, because my hairdresser told me I'm too old. She said you gotta do one or the other. You can't do both anymore. Let me send her a text real quick to see if I can come in the morning, child. Hold on. I meant to text her earlier today, child. I forgot to do it. Good evening. Can I come in the morning to get my hair done, please? She might not be able to take me now. I don't wait until 9:30 to text her. Angela has the breakout star because she's defending her marriage. Yeah. I do not like the newbies with nose jobs real naturally. Real Housewives of Atlanta season 16 cat. I don't like Britt. And here's the thing. I can still not like Britt and still not like what Kenya did. I don't like Britt. I don't. She's not likable. She's just not likable. Considering Sister Locks. Okay. Oh, shit. She said, yeah. What time? Really? Really? My cousin is in the chat. He in the bushes. He gonna text talking about some yes. You can't do my hair. You can't do my hair. Okay. She said she's gonna be there by 8. That's her way of saying you can come at 8. I don't know if I'm gonna be there that early. I'll be there by 9. Okay. You like Britt? I don't like Britt. I don't find her likable. I don't like her at all. I don't find her likable. So, but oh, excuse me, y'all. Maybe it's time for me to go to bed. I don't like Britt regardless of what Kenya did. She mad for no reason all the time. Right. Because now she want to come after Angela because it didn't work. It didn't work with it did work with Kenya, but I don't think she anticipated what happened to Kenya happening. But I think she thought she was going to spar with Kenya all season. So now she done turned her ire on Angela. Now I am interested in seeing how the tables turn. I mean, we know that Porsha and Kenya fall out. I mean, Porsha and Shamea fall out. But we also know that Britt and Kelly fall out as well. So that'll be interesting. Did you see Cynthia's interview with Nene? Did you do a breakdown of it? I didn't. I looked at part of it. I didn't look at the whole thing. Can I be honest? Y'all, this is to my own detriment. This what I'm getting ready to say is to my own detriment. I know that there's an audience for me to watch these interviews and give y'all a breakdown. I know there's an audience for that. But can I tell y'all, I don't be giving a fuck. I know that there's an audience for me to do a reaction to whatever Cynthia told Nene. I know it is. I don't give a fuck. I don't care about nothing Cynthia gotta say. I don't care about Nene's response to whatever Cynthia gotta say. I don't care them talking about the wonder years, the golden years of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I feel like a lot of these stories have been told and told again and told a third time. I think Nene is a terrible interviewer. And I just don't feel like it was anything there. Like, I didn't watch the whole thing. To be fair, I did not watch the whole thing. But I watched enough of it that I was like, Just like with Mia, I don't feel like Mia said anything new in her conversation with Carlos. Mia is on a press tour to try to get and somebody, I think it was Scotty. I was listening to Scotty's video, and he said that Mia got fired. So if Mia got fired, the likelihood that she gonna get picked up in Atlanta is slim to none. And I believe she probably did get fired because she left the reunion. Y'all know they don't play them games when it comes to the reunion. They do not play those games when it comes to the reunion. So I wouldn't be surprised if Mia actually did get fired and not quit. But if you got fired, the likelihood that they're gonna pick you up, even though it's a different production, because isn't it the same production company that does Atlanta, that does Potomac? Isn't it the same production company? So it's the same people, right? Yeah. I mean, if Bravo fired you, the likelihood that you get picked up is slim. I'm not saying it can't happen, but Mia, you didn't leave on the best of terms. Wait a minute. What are you saying, Andre? Shamea Morton, did you video Real Housewives of Atlanta season 16 was filmed in the summer of 20? Baby, can you type that again? It doesn't make, I don't understand what you're saying. Shamea Morton, did you video Real Housewives of Atlanta season 16 was filmed in the summer of 2024. Porsha Williams' birthday was in June and Kenya Moore hair Boskin. I don't know what you're trying to tell me, baby. Ain't no periods in that. It ain't no comma. I don't understand. I'm not even being funny. I don't understand what you're saying, baby. Yeah, Truly Original does both shows. Yeah. I watched the interview and I enjoyed it, but it wasn't worthy of a recap. They didn't talk about anything new. Yeah, I mean, the part that I watched wasn't anything new either. I really do think so, Tiffany. I don't think Mia would be well received. Again, had she left before last season, she might have been good because she left on a high note at the end of last season. But this season didn't do her any favors. Yeah. Andre, we know the season was filmed last year. We know that because remember Kelly was talking about having her restaurant open by Juneteenth, and we know when the Kenya thing happened because I did videos on it. That was in the beginning of June. Like we know when it was filmed. I'm not sure what you were trying to tell me, babe. Yeah, the audience is over Mia. I don't watch Carlos anymore. Carlos is hard to watch too. And again, I don't know how much of it is me and how much of it is them because Carlos is hard to watch. You know what bothers me about Carlos? First of all, Carlos bothers me because I hate the I know everything. I told you souls. I told you everything was gonna happen before it was gonna happen. I know everything. Like I hate that attitude. And then I hate the everybody's his friend. He knows everybody. He's got all the behind the scenes on everybody. It just yeah, it just Carlos irritates me. His interviews irritate me. I'm gonna tell you what did it for me with Carlos. I'm gonna tell you I think the last Carlos interview I watched all the way through might have been it was either the quad interview or it was the Jennifer Williams and her fiance interview. Because both of those interviews got on my nerves. And the quad one was even worse because, baby, he just let quad go on and on and on. And Jennifer Williams, I think it might have been a Jennifer Williams one. I think Jennifer Williams might have been the last interview with her fiance. And if he interviews somebody who I care about what they have to say, I might watch it. But like I know he did Jackie Christie this week. I don't really watch Basketball Wives, don't care. You know what I mean? I know he did. Who did he do like last week or the week before that? Like he'll do people that I just don't. I don't really care about what they talking about. And also at this point, I don't think he's gonna get a scoop. Like, he might be able to get somebody to put their guard down and say something interesting. But if he does, it's because they want to say it, not because he pulled it out of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, when Nene was on there, Nene said what she wanted to say because that's what she wanted to say. He ain't pull it out of her. Same thing with Quad. When he had Mariah, same thing with Mariah. Like, you're not pulling it out of people. People just are ready to tell it. It be all that laughing. And then I can't stand how he mispronounces words. Turn on your notifications. That's not the word. I'm going to tell you, and this is my opinion. I don't know this to be a fact. This is my opinion. I feel like people who overcorrect the way Carlos does with his speech makes me feel like maybe he had a speech impediment at one point in time, or a lisp or a stutter or something like that. And he overcompensates. I don't know that to be a fact, but that's what it comes off to me, that just like with like Letitia from Love and Marriage Huntsville, how she over enunciates things because she's trying to get rid of that country twang. And she has said that, you know, we know that she went to linguistics classes. Is it linguistics? Yeah. To try to get rid of that heavy accent. Because you hear how her mama talk. And she said, you know, she doesn't want to sound like that. The last good interview was with Kenya. I think I watched part of that one. I don't know if I watched the whole thing, but I did watch part of that. Notification, button. Yeah. It's like he's overcompensating, because I feel like he, at some point in time, I feel like he had a stutter or some sort of a speech impediment. And that's my opinion. I don't know that to be a fact, but that's how it sounds to me whenever I hear people do that. Now, I'm going to tell y'all this, and then I'm going to say this, and I'm going to get off here because ain't nobody come up, and that's fine. I think y'all just like hearing me talk, because I be dropping a link and y'all don't come up. Y'all just let me talk. And I'm okay with that. I love y'all. That is, if I have a criticism of Beyond the Gates, that is I ain't gonna say my only criticism, but that is my biggest criticism of Beyond the Gates. The way they enunciate everything irritates me sometimes. Eva is the woman who plays Eva. She's the biggest culprit. The way she over enunciates everything, I'll be like, girl, it's okay. You don't have to announce every T and every R. Leslie does it. The woman that plays Leslie, she does it. Eva does it. A couple of them do it, but those two do it the most. And I feel like as a black show, I feel like maybe they do it because they don't want to be a stereotype. You know what I mean? I feel like they don't want to be like a stereotype of using broken English or not. You know, I feel like they overdo it. But Eva, oh my gosh, Eva, I'll be like, girl, it's okay. You don't have to pronounce every R and every T. Yeah, they're definitely doing it on purpose, but it irritates me. Yeah. The Pope mess yesterday was cutting into Beyond the Gates. Yeah. Carlos King is good interview with the Real Housewives franchise. It's so be acting. I don't agree with that, Dollface, because I look at other soap operas and they don't do that. They don't do that on other soap operas. But I think they're very conscious of the fact that they're seen as a black show. And I think that they're very conscious of not being the slang. Yeah, Martin does it too. Martin, the person who plays Martin, he does it too. And that's why I think that it's on purpose. I think it's very purposeful. But I wouldn't say it's soap opera, because I watch a lot of soap operas and they don't do that. They talk like you talk regularly. Most people don't talk like that. Most people do not fully enunciate every single syllable, every single word, every single time. People don't talk like that. Ted, you know what? And I'm going to say this too. What I realized this week after last week with us having such great acting, it's really, really obvious who's not a great actor on this show. Ted is not a great actor. We already know Mateo is not a great actor. And after the great acting we had last week, baby, it is so obvious who is not a great actor. Even Andre was flubbing in today's episode in his scene with Nicole, baby, because Nicole is giving it to us. The woman who plays Nicole is giving it to us. I don't think Haley's horrible. She's not the best, but she's not. She falls in the middle with me. Haley falls in the middle. I just don't like Haley's character. And Ted today was terrible. That scene that he had with Andre and with Danny, the woman who plays Danny. Oh my gosh, it was terrible. And then Andre went over there and tried to have that scene with Nicole. I said, Lord, it made it stand out who was the bad actor. Now he is handsome. He is handsome. Yeah, Ted was terrible today. He had maybe this was after he found out he was getting fired, honey, because he definitely had a terrible day. Definitely had a terrible day. Oh, did I say Mateo? I mean tomorrow. It's time to go. YC Golden gonna say, who is Mateo? And in my mind, I was like, she don't know who Mateo is. She must not watch the show. And then when y'all said Tomas, I said, David, that's who I mean. I mean Tomas. It's time to go to bed. I'm going to bed now. I just made up a whole name, honey. You said you heard he got replaced because Nicole doesn't like him. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh. I might need to, y'all know I don't really do Facebook that much anymore, but JB is in a Beyond the Gates Facebook group. I said I might join the Facebook group over there. Yeah, I'm about to go watch me some Love After Lockup and go to bed, honey. All right, y'all. Thanks for hanging out with me, though. I did not mean for this to be a 2-hour video. I thought I was going to get on here for about 30, 40 minutes and get off, honey. But as always, y'all give me running my mouth, honey. Y'all give me running my mouth. You heard that they had issues. Yeah, well, maybe that's what it was then. What's the link to the Facebook group? I don't know it. JB, are you going to come over to the review tomorrow? We're going to be on JB's channel doing our Beyond the Gates roundup tomorrow. We'll have a link. Tomorrow because I might join it too. I might go over there and join it. I just don't really do Facebook like that anymore. Very seldom do I go on Facebook. I don't think I changed my Facebook picture in over a year, honey. It's gonna be 1:00 Eastern Standard Time, right, JB? 1:00 my time. I should be home from the hairdresser by then. JB said me either. I just look at the messages and go. Oh, thank you, Don. So that's JB's channel. That's what we're gonna be tomorrow. I believe, yes, 1:00 Eastern Standard Time. Thank you, boo. So, and I'll put it on my community wall. I'll share it on my community wall. So y'all make sure y'all join us over there. With that being said, I'm going to get up off of here, y'all. Thanks for hanging out with us, sister. And we'll get deeper into the Beyond. So y'all was trying to get me to talk about Beyond the Gates. Y'all was trying to trick me into talking about Beyond the Gates tonight. I'm not doing it tonight. We're going to do it tomorrow. All right. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace. Bye.